Today I wanted to talk about how airports and ORs might be similar and what we might be able to learn from the airline industry in healthcare. I'd like to claim this, but John Nass actually wrote an interesting book that has gotten a lot of traction around safety and quality. I wanted to ask a different question. Are there some efficiencies around the way an airport operates that might be applicable to an OR? When you think about this, you're really trying to optimize throughput through a limited space. At an airport, you have a number of planes, all that are taking off and landing with people and other assets that all have to be coordinated. If this throughput suffers, revenue breaks down very quickly. So you have a bunch of people, a surgeon, anesthesiologist, nurse, technologist, room turnover folks, all that make an OR run well. You have a pilot, cabin crew, ground staff, mechanics, etc. that help keep an airline running well. You have places as well. You have the preoperative testing area, you have the OR, you have post-op recovery. At an airline, you have the gate. You may have to taxi and hold for a while. And then the runway itself, all that are limited resources. Again, to make the OR run, you need drugs, you need anesthesiology, you need equipment, you need scalpels, etc., etc. All that have to be available at the time to make the room work well. On an airline, you have drinks, food, gas, equipment, other things that keep the plane flying. And so how do you really schedule these things? So if you look at an airport, we're all very familiar with the board that you can look at the times, and if we watch our TV shows, there's a OR schedule. This is actually quite similar to what you would see in a modern hospital, where the OR schedule is constantly changing, and people try to guess when the next case is about to go. The real problem is airports run largely on time, but ORs typically don't. And you begin to wonder why that is. There's so many planes coming in and out of 2 or 3 runways in a large metropolitan airport. Why can't you coordinate OR rooms equally well? And I think that really comes down to real-time reporting around the process, constant monitoring, report cards, the ability to see what's going on, and our ability to coordinate all the individuals that are responsible for scheduling and timing of those very valuable spaces. So if we look at OR scheduling today, it's often based on the surgeon's last 10 cases of similar surgery. Pretty much that's it. It doesn't take into account any other factors that may contribute to delays in surgeries. So for instance, an older patient versus a younger patient. Has this patient had previous surgeries? Does it take longer later in the day? What other physicians are involved? How many nurses are in the room? All of these are factors that may have a predictable effect on the length of surgery, but none of these are really accounted for in our overall scheduling. So we tried to fix this problem in a limited degree in a preoperative testing area and coordinate the individuals necessary to do the studies that the patient required. So in this case, there's a page out to 3 individuals, EKG, X-ray, and lab, asking them to come to the patient's bedside. So the first person comes and deals with their task, goes away. But the 2 others didn't come. There was a delay. So there's another page 10 minutes later. Please come now. And in this case, you get a second person coming, and they come to see the patient, and they do their task, and they go away. But the third person still hasn't come. And so this time, I'm calling your boss. You need to come, get to the bedside. We really have a delay. Please come now. So what we've been able to do here is coordinate individuals around tasks that needed to be done around a patient. This would be similar to all the people necessary in an OR space, making sure that their times, their presence were well coordinated and very transparent. And here you can see this is a real-time dashboard from a hospital in Nevada where we basically know what's going on for each of these different tasks. And by doing this, we were able to see an increase of approximately 50% in throughput through this limited space. Notably, each individual here not only has a role, but we can break out individuals within different roles and how well they're performing their tasks. So some individuals need additional training, others are doing a great job. This is an important thing because by telling everybody to improve, it kind of doesn't go over well for people who are performing optimally already. So if we were to look at the OR space and try to optimize this, more like airplanes taking off on time, we really need to ask the right questions to provide predictability. We need to offer coordination for the entire team, not just around a surgeon. And if there's a breakdown in process, we need to offer education on an as-needed basis. I think by offering transparent data about this process, there can be a marked improvement in overall efficiencies in healthcare, similar to what we see in, strangely, airports. Thank you very much.